Hello, everyone, and welcome to a road trip edition of the 2 Minute Drive podcast. We are coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. We're at the Embassy Suites over here a little bit by downtown Dallas, I believe. I'm Palace, along with my co-hosts Abraham and Jake Ramirez. What's going on, guys?
What's going on? What's up?
Ready to enjoy the rest of this trip.
What a fun weekend. It's going to be the games tomorrow. I'm super pumped for it. We got a lot to cover, though, and we'll get to Dallas and New England. That'll be the final segment in this episode, and we'll go probably a little bit more deeper than we do when we're making our picks. We'll go deep into this. We'll talk about matchups, X factors, anything that could come across in tomorrow's game. But top three stories that I want to talk about right now going on in the NFL. Number one, the biggest one, and we cannot deny it. It is everywhere. She is the biggest star in pop culture. Taylor Swift has invaded the NFL. She showed up last week at the Kansas City Chiefs-Chicago Bears game. She was in the suite with Travis Kelce's mom. We saw her backstage with Travis Kelce, exiting the arena. Do we know if they're dating officially or just hanging out? We don't know. But the point is, all of the NFL's talking. Shows like The Herd that I watch religiously never talk about this stuff, and they mentioned her. Bill Belichick was asked about Taylor Swift, and he answered. So I want to go around the table here, and I'll finish off as far as like what my thoughts are on it. But who wants to start us off on Taylor Swift here?
I'll start it off. Because
wait, first. Abraham, are you a Swiftie?
No, I'm not.
No.
Are you familiar with anything about Taylor Swift?
I know some about her.
Okay, well, what are your thoughts on this whole NFL mania with her?
I'm going to go first on this because I really don't care, and I really don't have much to say about it. That's great. I mean, I guess that brings in attendance, for the Chiefs, for the NFL. I guess that's more money. It's more marketing, I guess, on her side. Well, NFL as well, because
sure.
She's over here sporting Chiefs gear, and she's over here. I don't know if they're dating. They might be like talking. Maybe I don't know. Could be leading to something like that. But I mean, did we make a big deal when Tony Romo was dating Carrie? What's her name? Carrie Underwood,
Jessica Simpson.
and Jessica Simpson.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't. Those artists are not on the level of Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
and let's be honest.
Robert, yes. Carrie Underwood, yes. Jessica Simpson, maybe
not on the level as far as like just mania.
Okay, Robert.
She's a big star. I won't
star.
disagree with you there.
Anyway, I don't care about it. But it's good for the NFL because we need that marketing. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, next week it might go away, and they might, then we're not talking about it anymore. So this is just something in the spotlight now. Mm-hmm. Good for her. Good for him. Good for the NFL.
Jake, what are your thoughts on Taylor Swift?
Yeah, pretty much that. It's just going to be a distraction, I think, in the end for the Chiefs overall with Kelce as well. I know you were joking about
conspiracies
that you may have planted.
I sent her as a mole
to distract the Chiefs, which I think it's gonna. Sure, it's bringing up the sales and Kelce jerseys and stuff like that because the Swifties and all that. Mm-hmm. I'm not a Swiftie. I respect Taylor Swift. She's making millions. Her music to me is just mid. I'm sorry to say. And Travis Kelce probably will be on the next album. So
I know my dad mentioned. Even my dad knows what he's like. Hey, he better not mess up, or he's going to end up on like 5 songs the next album. The last thing I'll say on it is I love it from a marketing rating standpoint because the NFL is the biggest brand in sports, and now you add Taylor Swift into it, and you bring a lot of outside people into that too. Jersey sales spiked for Travis Kelce. Yeah. His social media spiked. You're going to get more people with eyeballs on the NFL. She's already been reported that she's going to be in attendance for the Sunday game against the Jets, which is a nothing game. Yeah. But now it's going to get all the ratings because she's going to be there. NFL's totally buying into the marketing. They've done all the taglines on their social media, talking about tailor-made for Sunday night. Just little things like that. And, it's got me thinking, like, man, what if she dated a wrestler and, wrestling would... You know what I'm saying? Like, she just is that big of a name right now, drawing that much attention. And I think it's good. And, again, NFL running with it, just like they ran with the whole script thing, which Arian Foster debuted last year when he said all the NFL scripted and all that stuff. So NFL has done a huge marketing push with that. So they're smart to capitalize. It's just genius. So this is just good all-around marketing. And it was super fun, like, seeing her at that game and just being all wacky and goofy and just having a blast. And I don't see how this is harm for anybody. I can see it being good, as Jake mentioned, as being a distraction somewhere down the line for the Chiefs. Because what's going to happen? Let's say they become a thing, right?
Yeah.
And they're winning games, and then they lose like a big game. Like, what happens there? There's going to be talk, was she a distraction or whatever? So I think it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm sure we'll be hearing more about it as the weeks go, and we'll see if this relationship ends up turning into anything.
Yeah.
All right, next topic that I want to get into. We have 3 undefeated teams left, and it's week 4. Usually by this time, there's still plenty of undefeated teams. This is the last time I can't remember where there was like this many low teams of undefeated this early in the season. It's been a while, so
Yeah.
that's good for the league, right? Because this is what they want. They don't want parity. So right now, the undefeated teams left are the Philadelphia Eagles, the Miami Dolphins, and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles, Niners, Dolphins.
All right. So right now they're both 3-0. And just real quickly, just around the room, who do we think is most likely to go to 6-0? I'll let Jake start off. Who do you think out of these 3 teams is most likely to go 6-0?
I'm going to say the Eagles, and that's only because I feel like Jalen Hurts hasn't been playing his best ball yet, especially with the what could be the Super Bowl hangover kind of curse thing. That I think that the Eagles are just squeaking by in their last few games, but
You think they're getting ready to pop soon, and they're going to start to be kind of like what they were last year? I agree with you there. They haven't really been playing to their potential yet. They've kind of been, like you said, they've been squeaking by, but also they're winning those games that you should win. So that's the stuff of championship teams. Even when they don't play good, if they can find a way to get it done, that just shows you that they're on a different level. So,
and it sucks too because they're in our division, of course. So the Cowboys, we gotta make sure we're winning these games that we need to be winning. Especially the Cardinals lost. We gotta win games like that.
All right. So Jake's got the Eagles. Who do you got most likely heading to 6-0?
I'm gonna go with the Eagles as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm going to say the Eagles is because they have Commanders, Rams, and Jets. So that's easy. Should be easy wins right there.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Dolphins after that, so that's probably where it's going to break it right there. Niners got Cardinals, Cowboys, and Browns. So I think that Cowboys game might be their L. I don't know, or it could be the Cardinals since they're over here surprising people. Dolphins don't have an easy schedule as well, but
Dolphins got a big one this weekend.
Yeah, they do with the Bills, so that could already be a breaker right there. But I'm going to go with the Niners. The Eagles.
All right, so you're both on the Eagles. I'm going to go with the Niners. I just think until everyone's waiting for Brock Purdy to supposedly get exposed or whatever, but he's 8-0 in his last starts, not including the playoffs, which he got hurt in the first series. I just think they're so well rounded right now, and until somebody knocks them in the mouth. It could be Dallas, but even if it is a tough fight with Dallas, I still see them squeaking out that win. So I'm going to go with the 49ers. Anything else that we want to talk about that? I know the undefeated is it's a rare thing to happen in the NFL, but to more likely get to 6-0 is more possible. There's always a team every year that stacks up a bunch of wins, and last year was the Philadelphia Eagles, who went all the way to 12 or 14-0, and
yeah.
But so
we also don't want to leave out the Dolphins though as well. The
Dolphins are monster right now.
We didn't pick none of us picked the Dolphins to continue this winning streak, but who knows?
And I only say that because they're playing Buffalo's wing, which is tough, and Buffalo has owned them in their series over the last couple of years, especially when Josh Allen's been the quarterback of that team. So that's the only reason I was a little hesitant on Miami, but they're for real, I think, with everything that we've seen so far. Are we good on that topic?
Yeah, I think there's not much to say. One
of
us is going to lose soon.
Cool. So let's get into our top 5 power ranking teams from week number 3. We got a couple of surprises here, I think, that we're going to talk about on our list that we didn't see the week before. Jake, do you want to get us started with who's your number 5 team from week number 3 on your power rankings? Who's number 5?
Yeah, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. I think, what are they now? 3-1 or 2-1?
They're 2-1.
2-1, yeah. Sure, they dropped that one game, but the Chiefs, yeah, they're still in top 5. It's not like they're going to get back in the top 3 column at some point, but
yeah, Kansas City's still definitely a top team. I got them number 5 as well. They got Chris Jones back in the lineup. Their defense is pretty stout. Still need to see a little bit more from the offense, which is why I don't have them ranked as high. But yeah, definitely they're our top team, and they're number 5 this week. Abe, who do you got at number 5?
Chiefs.
Oh, looks
piggybacking.
Piggybacking looks like.
Of course.
All right. What do you got? Why do you got the Chiefs at 5?
Well, their defense is coming with the getting Chris Jones back. That was a big part of their missing part on the defense. And then they gotta, they're coming back into form. I think that first game was kind of where Mahomes laid an egg and all that. So,
well, also Kelsey was out that game. Like I
game.
always bring that up. But yes, that has a lot to do with why they lost. So we can't,
But until I see more from their offense, I can't rank them as high. So until they get back into form,
5.
I'm sure they'll end up in my top 3 at some point. Go ahead and kick us off, Abe, with your number 4 team.
The Houston Texans are my number 4. They went into Jacksonville. It's a tough place to play.
Division game.
And that defense. D'Amico Ryan is a defensive guy coming from the Niners, so that was, him being head coach, that was good. But like I said, Texans, Stroud looked pretty good. He was connecting with Well.
Yeah.
And I got Texans at 4.
At number 4, I got the Buffalo Bills. The last 2 games have been beatdowns on the Commanders and the Raiders. I know Abe mentioned them as a team that could possibly be on the downfall, but as it turns out, sometimes week 1 can always be a liar. They lost week 1 to the Jets, but there was a lot of emotion over Aaron Rodgers going down, that team playing their hearts out. Buffalo just not in the right mindset, but they've been pretty dominant these last 2 weeks, so I got to hand it to them, and they've been scoring a lot of points. So Buffalo Bills at number 4. Jake, who do you got?
Now everybody's gonna laugh at my pick for number 4, but of course I got the Dallas Cowboys.
I can't wait! I cannot wait to hear this.
Basically, my argument is that of course the Cowboys, they just dropped an egg, pretty bad as far as the Dak throwing that pick in the red zone. That pretty much sealed the deal on that game. I think we could have come back and still won that game, or at least tied it. Our defense was atrocious. I don't know what was happening with our defense, but basically for Dallas to still be in my top 5. We know they're going to bounce back against the Patriots, or I feel like they're going to bounce back, especially at this home game. So they still deserve the right and to be in the top 5. I'm sorry.
Okay, I won't give you shit right now until I see what the rest of your list is, but that's super funny considering last week. Jay, go ahead and kick us off with your number 3 team. Who's your number 3 team?
I have, and then this is where I have the 49ers. So, of course, I have the 49ers over the Cowboys because they deserve that spot, of course.
Okay.
Brock, we talked about this, and Nick Wright talks about it in the show. You put any other quarterback on the San Francisco 49er team, they're going to do wonders with Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, and all that. So, yes, Brock is good, and he's doing what he needs to do, but I still think overall, week 5 will determine who's the better team, at least, in the regular season.
Hopefully you'll admit to it. If Niners end up winning, you're going to have to give him his props then, right? I think that's the bar for you.
Okay.
If he wins it, okay.
Yeah,
and you give him his props?
Some credit.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah, finally, if he beats us.
My number 3 team is the Philadelphia Eagles. They did a nice beatdown on my Buccaneers on Monday night. They're still a little shaky, as me and Jake talked about earlier. They're still not playing to the level that we think they are, especially coming off of last season. I think they'll get it together. Defense is pretty stout. That Hurts guy, he's going to get it together, and we're going to start to see some of that MVP level play. Who's that guy in the defense? Is it Carter that they got on the line? I think it's Jalen Carter, I believe. Yeah. That guy's good. You got Kelsey on the offensive line and all that stuff. So they're right now they're coasting, but I think they're going to come figure it out sooner or later. Abe, who do you got at number 3?
I got the Eagles at number 3. They are looking like they're getting into form as we're getting into week by week. They will win. They're going to win out. Got them going 6-0
in the division.
That they're going to win the division? Or
you said? Oh, that's right. You got them going 6-0. Oh, no,
yeah, I got them going 6-0. I believe in them. Their defense is clicking. Swift, the running back, is looking really good. That was a good acquisition that they got last year for trading for him. Jalen Hurts is only going to get better. He's just in a little funk right now, so he'll start connecting. And then the good thing is there's no beef with him and A.J. Brown.
They're getting into it on the sideline, right?
Yeah, but there's no beef, so there's no distraction right there, so that's not going to be a problem moving forward. So, I got the Eagles there.
All right, who's your number 2 team?
Mine's going to be the Niners. I like them. I think Brock Purdy's a really good quarterback. He's like another diamond in the rough, maybe kind of like a Brady-esque, They got some injuries going on. See how Bosa can stay healthy on that defensive line. And right now I got them number 2.
I have them number 2 as well. Like I said, Brock Purdy's 8-0. I mean, I'm not denying him. You just... At some point, you have to stop using he was the last pick in the draft against him. And like you said, there's only a few diamonds in the rough, like a Brady, or, Dak was taken in the 4th round. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't a high pick, and I know he's not, like, on that super elite level, but still you can find players in these later rounds where they were drafted in the wrong spot, you could say. Because what you can't question or you can't, scout is somebody's heart and passion and their determination and their leadership, which I'll give to somebody like Dak. Like, you can't teach that. Like, those are just intangibles that are hard to teach. So, but the Niners are well-rounded all the way. They were in a dogfight a little bit with the Rams a couple weeks ago, but that was, divisional game. So, but other than that, they've been pretty dominant. They beat up on the Giants, and I forgot who else they beat up on. But they're pretty solid right now. They're undefeated, and they're my number 2. Jake, who do you got?
Yeah, my number 2 is Miami Dolphins. I think Tua, McDaniel, what is it, Tyreek Hill, right?
Yeah.
Those guys are just balling out in Miami. Offensively, they're super loaded, and everybody talks about the 70-20 win against the Broncos. But again, guys, that was the Broncos, pretty much the worst team in the league. Next to the Bears.
That's questionable. Bears. That's questionable.
Yeah, Miami's going to... I don't know. We'll see who's going to remain undefeated, either Miami or Philly.
All right, and who's your number 1, Jake?
I got the Eagles. Like we were talking about, Jalen Hurts still has a lot to be shown of what he's going to be doing this year. It's not good for us, being that they're in the same division as the Cowboys. That's terrible for us, because the Cowboys right now, I feel if they lose against the Patriots, it's going to be a downward spiral. We're going to lose the next few games.
All right, my number 1's the Miami Dolphins. Again, they're just a super fast offense right now with McDaniel, who's in the running right now for head coach of the year. Tua for MVP, Mostert, and they did the 70-20 without Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
So who knows what the score would have been if he was there.
Waddle, yeah.
So that's pretty scary, and it's going to take a defense with 4 people on the line to get pressure to really stop this offense. This could be like if it goes this way, this could be like the Patriots in 2007, where it's like they're going to be blowing teams out of the water, and then they may have to face a team like a Dallas or a 49ers, or who else has got like a really top defense, even a Kansas City, and that will be the true test for this Dolphins team. But right now, they're the best team in the NFL, man. Who do you got at number 1, Abe?
I got Dolphins as well. Their offense is firing in all cylinders. Their defense is they're not having to use a lot of defense, but they're not depend on their defense too much. But the offense is looking really good. They're clicking right now. If that unit can stay healthy, at least for half the season.
That's what I always say. Like, if Tua's injury prone,
that's the thing. If Tua can stay healthy, then because if anything, a backup can go in there, and I believe the backup is it's Robert's guy. He likes him a lot.
Who are we talking about here?
For the backup for Miami, Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett's the backup. So, if those receivers...
It's not bad.
If those receivers and the running backs can stay healthy, then, if Tua does happen to go down, then Brissett can go in and he can just keep going, with that, because he's got, the pieces still there. So, I like the Dolphins, and I want to see what happens. But we do play them this year, so...
Nice.
Yeah.
Could be a Super Bowl preview. I don't think not, but who knows. All right, a little quick segment that I want to introduce here. So we've given our top 5s for the week. I want to see if we have any issues with anybody's list here. So let me go first, since I'm introducing this thing. So with Jake, I see, compared to my list, because our lists are starting to be a little similar with the teams. So on your list, you didn't have the Buffalo Bills, but you had the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm going to disagree with that there, based on what the Bills have been doing the past 2 weeks. As far as Abe, I noticed you have the Texans on there, which I don't have a problem with, but you don't have the Chiefs on there. So I'm curious.
I do.
Why. Oh, do you?
Yeah, they're number 5.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So who do you not have that I have on my list?
Probably the Bills.
The Bills.
I don't have the Bills.
Oh, the Bills. Sorry, that's what I meant. Not the Chiefs. The Bills. So what do you not like about the Bills so far?
That's funny. We both don't have the Bills.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not impressed with what I'm seeing.
Okay.
It's just, not because of Diggs.
No, because of Allen. I don't have.
Yeah, I
much
mean,
faith in
like
Allen.
I said in the very beginning when we did our first show, the first episode, where I was like, hey, it's the fall of them because they didn't look, but they haven't really played anybody since then.
They played the Commanders, who have been kind of like they're not. Hey man, the Commanders were 2-0 last week.
That's the Commanders though.
Yeah.
If they would have played Philly.
So if they play Dallas tough, and if they play Philly tough, then what are we going to say then?
Then it's not the falling of them; it's the rise of them. Then,
All right.
but until then, they haven't shown to me anything.
Okay.
They just got the little mediocre wins.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Do any of y'all have a problem with my list? I got the Chiefs, the Bills, the Eagles, the Niners, and the Dolphins.
Yours and mine are kind of the same. You have the Bills on there.
Yeah, that's.
I don't have
But
the Texans.
You don't have the Texans, but I mean, if you would have seen that game because you're so high on Trevor Lawrence and on that Jags team,
Yeah, he's a little disappointing right now.
Then you would have.
They spanked him, right? The Texans.
Well, I mean, they were just playing him. They were just not. Trevor Lawrence couldn't do anything.
What was the final score?
It was like 28-14, I think, something like that.
He
But I
couldn't do
mean,
anything,
they
Trevor
couldn't.
Lawrence.
Yeah, and so I mean, this was a really good game. I mean, are the Texans going to play like that every week? No. But I mean, to go into Jacksonville against Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson
it was over there.
and just take it to them. I mean, D'Amico Ryan got that one.
Jake, do you have a problem with my list at all?
Same thing with the Bills. Like I said, I'm not convinced with Allen. Like,
Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't
Even
been.
though these haven't been like cheap wins either. Like they're scoring a lot of points.
They
Like,
played Miami right this week.
yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be the deciding factor. If they can beat Miami, even though it's so early in the season, it's not going to mean much, but it definitely will put a message saying, like, hey, the Bills were not so bad.
Okay. All right. So we'll get off to the Power 5 rankings. I just wanted to introduce that little segment real quick. We don't have to do it every week, but I wanted to do it for this week just to see what we thought of each other's top fives, just to, kind of stir the pot a little bit. Let's get into where we are in our rankings and our picks.
All right,
How are we doing so far?
So week 3, we all three of us were 7-9.
And we all kind of said right that this week was going to be like super easy, but
Yeah,
it looked like an easy schedule.
It looked like it flopped on us. So yeah, all of us were 7-9. But the season, Robert, you and I are still tied 29-19, and Jake is at 21-27.
Okay.
I'm catching up.
All right.
Catching up.
I mean,
We'll see after this week.
yeah, we'll see.
All right, so let's get into week 4. We're taping this on a Saturday afternoon. So the Thursday game has already happened, which was the Detroit Lions heading out to the Green Bay Packers. The Lions beating out the Packers 34-20. I was out of town, so I didn't get to really see this game or even see it at all. I didn't see any highlights or anything. I just saw the stats on some stuff, like Montgomery had a huge game. Abe, what else did you take out of this game? Is Detroit how do you call it? The leaders of the NFC North?
Detroit is playing really good football. They're working really hard for this coach, Dan Campbell. I think he should be up for Coach of the Year as well.
McDaniel.
Well, him and McDaniel, but look, when they interviewed Hutchinson after the game,
Yeah.
he said a little joke. They were like, "Hey, how's it?" And he was like, "I'm just glad Aaron Rodgers is not in our division anymore." So I mean, because Aaron Rodgers, would always dominate, them and the Bears and the Jets and whatever. But
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, real quick, I know I keep saying, like, is there like that 1% chance that Aaron comes back like in
I
January?
don't think so. I know he said it, but
Yeah.
I can't really see it. It's
He
an
mentioned
Achilles.
it.
That takes. And if it were like 28-year-old Aaron Rodgers, maybe, but he's 40-some already. Like
39, Robert.
Oh, sorry.
39.
Oh shit! Well, and then let's count that in NFL years. That's kind of like being in your 40s. I think it's going to be a little harder, but I mean, medicine and technology has advanced. I mean, I've seen crazier things. I mean, John Cena tore his pec right off the bone and all that stuff, and he came back in 3 months. So I'm just saying crazier things have happened.
Do you think that if that does happen, where he comes back, that the Jets still want to take a chance or they sit him?
It depends if they're in contention or not, which they're not going to be. I don't think.
My take would be it depends where they're at
that
record wise. Yeah, if they're at 4-9 or something like that, there's
it's not worth it.
Don't even rush him back. Just let him heal completely. But yeah, anyway, going back to that game, looks like Love showed out. So I mean, he kind of got exposed a little bit. He was kind of trying to squeeze in some throws there. I mean, he threw a pick like Prescott did at the end zone.
Yeah, what, 2 interceptions?
He had 2, but I mean, he ran in for 1. He threw for 1. So I mean,
that's that little Fugazi Stevens team too.
Yeah, he's slowly but surely progressing, and maybe next year if they get another weapon for him on the side, like a receiver besides Watson, then. I mean, it could be something, but this game was good. Lions showed up.
They're the better. Yeah, they were the better team.
They're looking good this year. I mean, Goff. I mean, and I'm telling you, I know you said that the Rams won the Super Bowl because they got Stafford, but
and OBJ.
But I'm here. They put some pieces around Stafford to help him out to get that championship.
Put a lot of pieces.
But here, I still think the Lions got the better end of the deal because they got a younger guy.
They got the future,
they got Goff, and then now they're putting some receivers around him, and then they're running backs. So this is,
and their defense is...
Well, let me play devil's advocate. So, like, let's say you had the pieces around, like, the Cowboys or whatever. Would you take that or take, like, a year and get the Super Bowl? But then afterwards, you kind of just be whatever.
I don't want to buy the championship, but what you're saying, I would rather take the young route and go because you go younger.
But there's no guarantee you'll ever get to a Super Bowl or anything like that. I'm telling you, if you went the route of the Rams or whatever, or the Bucks, or Peyton Manning in Denver, like you're gonna get that Super Bowl.
But to get one ring versus multiple years of maybe getting division.
But what if you never get the ring? Isn't that what ultimately we're all chasing?
Well, but what if you get to this? But what if you get to the Super Bowl, but you don't win the Super Bowl? At least
that's worse. That is worse. I'm telling you, I've been on both sides of it, and I'm telling you, losing the Super Bowl is worse than I would rather just not make it than lose the Super Bowl. Like that's the worst feeling
for the players. I can see that.
I'm going to say I'd rather go young, get young assets, and go from there and see about being.
As opposed to getting a championship.
But it's one championship, Robert. How do you? But
they're trying to build it.
You know how hard, but you know how hard it is to win the Super Bowl.
Okay, Robert. But what if there's a chance that I win multiple because of my young core?
That's all. What if? I'm telling you that you'll get that ring when you get the pieces around you and whatever.
God, but then you're taking a chance of okay, so I get the ring automatically, but then after that, for years to come, I'm going to be short of it.
But you'll have the glory, though.
But it's one. I already have a ring, so
I'm just saying. It's a good question.
I would go the young route. I mean, I'd take the young pieces and build it from there and build the foundation from there. I mean, I would because then I wouldn't have to worry about next year. Like shit, I got to get younger.
Yeah,
and then you got to go the next year. I got to get younger until year 4. Now you can start contending again because you're building up, you're stocking up your youngs versus doing it all, putting all your chips in. You get that one ring, and then after that, now it's just we just suck.
Okay, all right.
That's my.
Right. You want to chime in on that, Jake?
Nah.
Which route would you take?
What, the easier Super Bowl win or
you get the pieces, like the way Stafford ended up going to the Rams and they had that run and they won the Super Bowl.
Speaking of that, nobody saw just because they plucked Stafford and that was an automatic Super Bowl coming.
No, I mean, but I mean, like they had all the pieces though to get there.
I could see
which they ended up pulling off.
I wasn't super surprised by that, but
I'm just saying if Dallas had that opportunity where let's say they landed or whatever, let's say they landed Aaron Rodgers and they got pieces around. You're telling me you wouldn't take that Super Bowl as opposed to, or you want to get younger?
Well, if you put it in that perspective,
that's what I'm talking about.
Well, hold on, because Aaron can play for a couple. He's still got some years in him, so we're talking 3 years. I would say. So
or it could be the Brady route also, where it's like they wanted that 1 year and then they were in contention the last 2, but then it fell off.
If you're telling me I could have Brady or Rodgers on my team on the Cowboys, right? Let's just say this, right? If I can have either one of them, I'll take that then. But if you're talking about if I want to get maybe a Baker or I don't know, I want to get Goff.
No, I'm saying you're going to get loaded with a quarterback and the pieces around, and you'll get that Super Bowl. I'm saying you're going to get exactly what the Rams got.
Then let me retract and say I'll take that because I already have pieces because we're a quarterback short of getting to that because Dak's a piece of shit.
But then you don't get a Super Bowl after that. It's just that one.
But to have Aaron Rodgers, no, but
you changed his tone real quick.
Options, but
I told you were going to get the same deal.
Yeah, you're going to get to the Super Bowl.
I don't want Stafford, but if it's Brady or Rodgers, to have any one of those guys wear a star on the helmet, shit.
Yeah, of course.
I'll take that.
But how's that any different? Let's say you had Dak, but you had monster pieces around him, but you win the Super Bowl. Wouldn't you still take that?
I would. I want that. That's what I want. I want Dak to win.
How is that different?
Be buy Dak.
But how is that different? You still get the Super Bowl.
Because you look how many pieces you have to put build around Dak in order to get that.
Okay, but you get it and you get the ring.
Okay, but how, all
So
the
you're not going to give any credit to Dak then?
No,
That's what he's basically
because
saying.
because look, I'll tell you what. Look, Robert, if you give me Brady and Aaron Rodgers, let's just take CD out of the equation, and you got Cooks and you got Gallup, right? And you got Hawkinson, your tight end. And
I'm
you
not
got,
saying
and
those
got,
weapons. You get other shit.
Hold on, but those two guys can make magic with anybody, nobody.
I'm sorry, but Brady couldn't win a Super Bowl with Cook. So I'm saying you're going to get
Robert.
You'll have like a Cooper Cup or a.
No.
I'm talking. You'll have those kind of pieces.
Yeah. So if that's the case, and you have CD. But you compliment him with a good quarterback like Brady or Rodgers, then shit, yeah.
Okay.
Because Dak obviously isn't doing that shit.
I know, but I'm telling you, I don't think he's understanding though. I mean, you're getting the ring.
I don't get the ring.
He doesn't want us to win with Dak. That's what it is.
So you'd rather go young and be like, let's say, consistent for like a decade, but you'll never get that championship,
so
as opposed to like you get the one ring.
Yeah,
I'll be contender every year.
But isn't the point to win it all?
Yeah, exactly. Not to stay happy just for a few games and then not even make the playoffs.
But how do you know that you're not going to win it all? Like if you have those young pieces, if you keep piling up the young pieces, if you keep building on that, how do you know you? How does
that saying go? I'd rather be loved than to never have loved at all, or something like that. Where like you always would have a chance, and you can go down that road.
Well, then you know what, Robert? I guess that's why I'm going to stay single the rest of my life and get a cat.
I didn't know we were going to go that route.
Well, I will take the young pieces. So that way, every year I can pound my chest and be like, "Yeah, motherfuckers, we're gonna win the division this year. It's a guarantee.
Okay,
it's a guarantee."
But that doesn't mean that we're okay. If they get we're not going to the Super Bowl. Then we're just gonna win.
We'll go to the Super Bowl. I'll take going to the Super Bowl and not winning it, but we win, right?
You don't know that feeling,
but
man.
we win.
You don't know that feeling, man.
Because I win.
It's terrible.
I win. I'm not gonna.
But you've never been to the Super Bowl.
I don't want to go.
Gosh, damn it,
that's the difference between you and me.
It's been officially 30 years.
It's almost going to be 30 years for the Cowboys that y'all have.
29.
So that's also the same time since you've been to an NFC Championship game. I'm just saying, man. Whew. I take that. I take the ring.
Super Bowl, yeah.
I would take a Super Bowl any day of the week. Because that glory of winning that Super Bowl, y'all have no idea.
And who's to say that there's not going to be a Super Bowl hangover? We might not even have a Super Bowl hangover.
All right. Let's get off that. That was an interesting topic, but so we're in week 4. Do we want to start getting into our picks? All right. Well, let's safely assume all of our games of the week is Dallas, New England. So that'll be the last one we'll talk about. So we'll just run through the rest of the card for this weekend, and then we'll do a huge deep dive on that Cowboys Patriots game. So let's start off with Sunday, the London game, or AKA the Toy Story the Toy Story game on Disney Plus. I have Disney Plus, or Abe has Disney Plus. We're going to see if we can try to hook it up here. We'll have to get up super early because the game's like at 8:30 in the morning, or depending where you're at, folks. So we're going to try to hook that up. But it's the 2-1 Atlanta Falcons facing the Jacksonville Jaguars. The way it looks here, the Jaguars are the home team, but it's an overseas game, so it's going to be a raucous crowd. If you watched them last year, the Bucs were there in Germany. It was a raucous crowd, so they're going to be hyped.
It says 8:30 a.m.
Yeah, 8:30 a.m. on ESPN Plus, and then Disney Plus will have the Toy Story version, which I'm just so curious to see what that's going to be like. I bet you the Disney Plus will get better ratings than the ESPN Plus. You saw how Joe Buck with Troy Aikman were like all hyping the shit out of it. It was the funniest thing. All right, who wants to go first on this one?
I'll go ahead. Or Abe, you want to go?
I'm going to go ahead and take this one. I'm going to take the Falcons.
Okay.
Right now, looks like the Jaguars should be the fallen team. I think that loss to the Texans is kind of going to travel with them to London.
You're in on Trevor Lawrence. You're all in.
Okay, but things changed, Jakey. All right. So I'm going to go with the Falcons because with Bijan Robinson, Longhorn. He's having a great year. I don't know what's going on with Pitts. There's some trade rumors going around with that. But anyway,
no, I heard that they're not going to trade him. So whatever you heard there is
source.
I have sources. I can't reveal my sources.
Ed Werder told me that
he's retired. What do you think of that?
Doesn't matter. He still texts me.
No,
that doesn't matter. Huh?
Doesn't
matter. I'm still going to go Falcons.
All right, I'm going with the I'm gonna take the opposite side of your argument. I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to say that this will be a wake-up call for them. Doug Peterson has stated, hey, look, maybe we We bought into a little of our offseason hype. We need to play better. Doug Peterson, Super Bowl veteran coach. He'll get this team in line. Trevor Lawrence knows he's got to play better. Lawrence versus Ritter. I'm going to go Jaguars here overseas.
Yeah.
Jake, who do you got?
Yeah, I have Jacksonville as well. Winning this, of course, I think.
Shit about fucking Trey Lawrence.
I hate Trevor
Don't forget we have our Dak versus Trevor bet for the year.
That's right.
So for your sake, if you're picking them, he's going to have good stats. So I like this pick.
got Jags?
I like this pick.
Well,
for you.
I want to catch up to you guys with the winning to loss.
Oh, it shouldn't be about
Whatever
that.
my narrative is, Robert always knows. My narrative.
So is that the only reason you're picking them?
Well, yeah, and I feel like they're the better team. They're the Atlanta's not as good as Jacksonville. I think they'll bounce back.
They have a better record right now,
Trevor
though, so
Lawrence,
you got to
right.
give them credit for that.
Yeah, but they dropped the Fugazi loss against the Texans, so
Okay.
Jacksonville.
All right, are we done with this game?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, next up will be the games that start at 12 noon or depending where you're at. Let's start off with a huge one, folks. The 3-0 Miami Dolphins. This should have been the Sunday night game, but Taylor Swift changed everything, so I'm okay with it. The 3-0 Miami Dolphins traveling to face the 2-1 Buffalo Bills.
I'll go first.
Let Jake go first because you went up first.
Jaco.
Yeah, I have, of course, Miami winning Tua Tagovailoa. Him and McDaniel, man, those guys, that team is, like we said earlier, is just offensive weapon. They're loaded. I'm not all Josh Allen, right? Right, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, of course. I still think he's inconsistent. He's good one week, then the next week it's like and he always chokes in the playoffs. So
When is Von Miller coming back? I
Not
thought it was
till
like
week 6.
week 6. Okay.
yeah, Miami should win that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Miami.
Okay.
Oh, you're about to say Bills, though, huh?
No,
I convinced him earlier with my Bills pick.
I'm going Dolphins right now. They're who's going to stop them? The Bills. I told you they haven't played anybody. This is going to be the real test right here. If the Bills beat the Dolphins, okay, then we'll see if they're on my power rankings. But right now, I got Dolphins.
Gosh, this is hard for me.
You
What?
I know.
Hey man, I look at history and I also look at just how teams match up against one another. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go with the Bills slightly.
Oh my fucking gosh, Robert!
Can I make my case? Jesus Christ! Can I have my picks? Is that okay?
Go ahead, man.
You're allowed to have your picks. Can I have my?
Fucking
Can I have my picks?
Fucking Fugazi.
I love
man.
Miami.
God.
This is not going to deter me from saying Miami's not a good team. It's going to be super high scoring and like in the high 30s.
Say your case.
I'm getting there if you'll let me.
Bless.
If you stop interrupting me.
And it's also in Buffalo, right?
Can you not interrupt me? I'm going to make my case.
Go ahead, make your case. I want to hear.
This is a division game. They're going to play twice. I'm giving Buffalo the slight edge because they are at home. That crowd is going to be nuts.
A little colder.
I think Buffalo may get a couple of calls their way. Can we say that happens at home games? Like
yes, because
the home team gets calls sometimes. It happens. So
then the Cowboys get fucked because we never get that shit at our home.
okay, so look,
we got rocked.
So I can see this being like a 40-37 type game. So like I'm telling you, there's not going to be no defense in this game. It's going to be a bunch of like back and forth. And I can see Josh Allen making one more play and the defense maybe making one stop on Miami. But
who's the better quarterback, though, in your opinion?
the better quarterback right now, or are we just talking overall. In like history and all that stuff?
Between both of them, like overall, who do you...
I mean, Tua, if we can get a full season, I'll say Tua, but right now...
Oh, my...
I like Josh Allen, dude.
Gosh, damn.
That guy's an anomaly.
Son of a bitch.
What, Abe? What? At least, unlike you, I'm not a coward, and I stand on my take.
Based on what?
What do you mean based on what?
What do you mean?
They've been atop of the AFC East the last, since Brady left. It's been the Bills.
We're not talking about Brady era. We're talking about now.
I know, but ever since he's been gone, he's been
what has he done this year? Who did he beat?
They're 2-1.
But what did they do?
What do you want?
Who did they beat?
You're acting like they're 0-3.
It doesn't matter.
But the last 2 years,
they choked. But who did they play?
They beat the Commanders last week.
Okay.
The week before, they beat the Raiders.
Fugaz.
And then week 1, we all saw what happened with the Jets.
So they lost to the Jets. Okay,
he had a
so
stinker.
They haven't played anyone. How are you going to say Josh Allen?
Yeah, but also the Bills haven't squeaked by these last 2 games either. They've been scoring points.
Well,
what?
Again,
what?
Who are they playing? Look at who
it doesn't matter. They're scoring points, Abe.
Oh my fucking
What do you want,
gosh, dude? You want to wager?
You're gonna have a fucking wager. Yeah, you're pissing me off. I want to fucking wager. You're pissing me off.
What time is this?
Make the wager then. Let's go. You're pissing me off.
Wing dinner?
You tell me.
Wing dinner.
You tell me what you want.
Sunday night wings.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it. All right. Straight up. And then you'll shut the fuck up if Buffalo wins.
Hey, you know what? I'll shut the fuck up on the podcast when we do it again. I'll say, hey, I'll shut the fuck up because you're right.
Pissing me off, man.
Yeah, what do you mean pissing me off? Because I'm telling me stats.
All right.
I don't want stats. I'm giving you what I'm seeing with my eyes. They're scoring points.
Your eyes are delusional.
And they're scoring points. It'd be one thing if the Bills were like winning these games like 13-10 or like super.
Step in as Molly, the moderator. Okay,
Robert.
What? This is the NFL, big boys.
Who have they played? No one.
You're right, but I gotta go with what's in front of me.
Robert wants that's his pick, so we have to respect.
So it's a wing dinner and Diet Coke. Okay,
I don't drink Diet Coke.
Well, I do.
Whatever.
So I'll take the wing dinner.
Okay, I'll take that one. Have your money ready to pay up on that bet.
I'm gonna pay for it. I'll pay for the wings. What is it? 15 order wings? Where are we going?
I mean, I already won last week's bet, which was supposed to.
You're getting TB 12.
So just real quickly for the folks out there, I'm already up one bet on Abe, so he wants to keep poking at me. That's what he's gonna get.
Are we going to Hooters for wings?
And you're going to buy because I'm going to win the bet. Okay, so it'll be Hooters. That's fine.
That's cool.
15 order wings. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
There you go.
Get your tab ready. Get your tab ready to pay.
15 order.
You honestly think the Bills are going to win?
Wait. What
but y'all are acting like as if I think the Bills are going to smack around the Dolphins. It's going to be high scoring, like close. Like nothing's going to change about the Dolphins to me unless they completely stink it up and like they lose. Like
you're right.
Like a 40-3 or something like that.
I think it will be a close game, like you said, a high scoring.
It'll be a close, high scoring game.
I agree with that.
And for some reason, Abe thinks that's like so like. It's because he hasn't.
And
the only reason he's overreacting is because on week one he's sticking with his narrative that the Bills are just going to go down. But they're also 2-1. So I mean,
yeah, they're 2-1. So what?
They can. What do you mean? So what?
They can be like 5-9, dude. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, but we're not talking about the future. We're talking about now.
Yeah, I haven't seen shit. That's what I'm
because you haven't watched, and they've been putting up points against the other teams, despite who you think they are.
The Raiders, though, and
I understand they scored. I can go out there and throw 4 touchdowns as well, but it doesn't mean shit.
I don't think you could throw 4 touchdowns against the Commanders.
I'm a fucking quarterback.
Nah, you can't do shit. You can't do shit
against the Commanders. Get the fuck out of here, Robert.
You're acting like the Bills have faced like the Bears, who have been really bad, or even Denver, who's been pretty bad. So these teams that they've beaten have won games.
Okay, we did our wager. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm going to get fucking pissed off because that's full
it's
of
okay,
shit. That's full of shit right there.
Huh?
No, that's...
you're just trying to be tough guy, but he's
I'm not trying to be tough guy, you fuck guys. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm scared of you. I'm scared of you.
Like,
he thinks I'm like, trying to doubt my pick. No, I stand with my pick, huh? I'm confident in it.
Respectable. Next game on the docket.
All right, next game we got the 0-3 Minnesota Vikings traveling to face the 0-3 Carolina Panthers. I'll go first here. Panthers are beat up. Bryce Young, like I said, he's going to take a beating all year. It sucks that they put him out to the Wolves. He's got no one to throw to. The Vikings, I trust Cousins over Bryce Young at this point. I mean, they're both 0-3, so they're both pretty bad teams. So I got Minnesota here pretty easily. They should handle their business. I don't have much to say on it.
Yeah, I don't have much to say on this matchup as well. Bryce Young's going to start again this week in place of Andy Dalton.
I was about to say that.
I'm going to go ahead and go with the Vikings. I think they're going to get Cam Akers involved a little bit now in the run game with Madison as well. And they still got Justin Jefferson. He's healthy. So, I'm going to go Vikings.
And Bryce Young again is the starter, right? Like
he's starting now. He's
so he's going to start out. Because before I had picked him Carolina to win with Dalton starting, just because I think that Kirk Cousins you
can have some courage and stick with that pick if you want.
Yeah, I am, and especially now that Bryce Young is starting. I don't know much about Panthers, but I know that Abe said they're pretty decent.
I mean, they're all right, but. Like Robert
we know what Minnesota, does. They put up these points, they get so close, and then what happens?
You're right. They were 11 and something in close games last year, which they won, and it's been the opposite this year. So that's a good point, Jake. It's a good point.
You're more in Panthers?
Yeah, I like that. It's a good, interesting pick. All right. Next up, we got another pair of winless teams going up against each other. The 0-3 Denver Broncos traveling to face the 0-3 Chicago Bears. This is like do or die here as far as like for these teams here because these have been like the talk of like being the jokes of the league.
I'll go first. I'm going to go with the Broncos. I think Russell's going to bounce back from that humiliating loss from the Dolphins last week. I think they're going to bounce back. Sean Payton, might get. I don't know.
He's going to get bounced after this.
I don't really have much to say on this team. The Bears, they're just shit show right now, man. I feel bad for Justin Fields, but I'm going to go Broncos.
I'm going to go with the Broncos as well. There's no way you can play worse than getting 70 points put on you. Sean Payton will have that side of the ball fixed. Russell will do enough against his Bears defense to win. pretty convincingly. The Bears just don't have anything right now, and just the receivers calling out, like the play calling. Justin Fields just looks monotone when he's giving his press conferences. I don't really hear much from the head coach, and that front office is ridiculous. Denver, I think, is a better run organization. It's just Sean Payton's coming in, trying to fix a lot of stuff, and they'll be good this week, but I'm not like high on their future for the rest of this season. But for sure this week, Denver will get the win. Who do you got, Jake?
All right, I'll play devil's advocate. I got Chicago.
The fuck?
I got Chicago. I think Justin Fields is the more mobile, younger quarterback that Russell used to be, and Russell is not going to be running around or being able to do what he can do. So Justin Fields, like I said, he's younger, he's more physical, he can rush. If he can get some rushing yards, get going and stuff like that.
Let me ask you this: do you think it's going to be a low-scoring game, high-scoring game? What do you think?
I think the offenses on both sides is so trash that it's going to be a low game.
Okay, because I want to say I'm trying to
10, something like that.
Okay, because I'm trying to see like Chicago. I don't think they've put up a lot of points this season, so it's going to be a rough one. But you're going with the Bears?
Yeah, and it's in Chicago, and that fan base, the Bears fan base, is like another big one.
Well, they also might be defeated too. It's been a rough go around. So you got the Bears, I got the Broncos. So does Abe. Think we're good on that game, right, folks?
We're good.
All right, next up, we got the 2-1 Baltimore Ravens traveling to face the 2-1 Cleveland Browns. Go ahead and kick us off, Jake.
Cleveland Browns versus the Ravens.
Yeah.
LBJ, big injury, hurts, not playing for Baltimore.
Who called that, huh?
Well, you and I both said if one of them is injured, and they are injury-prone players, OBJ and Lamar. I was just waiting to see who went down first.
Yeah.
And luckily, or not luckily, but it was OBJ, so Baltimore still has a chance. On the other end, Cleveland with Watson, it's what, hit or miss? Like they're what, 1-1 or 2-1?
They're 2-1 right now.
2-1. Who did that? They just got that running back. What is it, Hunt? Right?
Kareem Hunt. Because they lost Chubb.
He's gonna start being the starter, I believe.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, but Watson might not play, so it's that rookie.
He may not play Watson.
Yeah, Watson may not play. They're already saying that that rookie, man, they're real high on that rookie.
But
too.
is Watson
he's
injured?
Gonna get reps. Yeah, he's injured his shoulder, so he might not play.
With that one, my pick, I guess I'm gonna go. Man, actually, let's see. I think I had.
So who are we going with here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I had Cleveland winning still.
Cleveland? Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna go Cleveland until you said that news right now, Abe. So if that's the case, I'll stick with Baltimore, even though I'm not confident in that pick, because as much as I despise the Browns for personal reasons, their defense is like top notch. Myles Garrett is a beast, man. They're gonna wreck some havoc, but I'm gonna take Baltimore slightly, but I'm not confident in the pick. I'll just leave it at that. Who do you got, Abe?
Okay, so Jay got Browns. You said Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna trust in Lamar.
I guess. I just said I'm not confident in the pick.
I wanted to go Cleveland because I like Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He's a good quarterback. He looked like a really good rookie in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to stick with my guy Lamar. There's no Odell, but there's Zay Flowers, so he's also good for a rookie.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
You picked the Ravens too.
Yeah, but I'm not confident in it. But
Well,
you act like that Flowers guy is going to be this huge.
Have you not seen him this season?
He's all right.
It's because you
right.
hate Lamar. Admit it.
I don't hate Lamar.
Admit you.
If I hate Lamar, I would never pick him, and I'm picking him this
You're
week.
only picking him because Deshaun Watson's not playing.
Still picked him regardless.
Get the fuck
It's
out.
official. Like
I'm in
he's
your
not.
head.
Watson's not
You wish
playing.
you were in my
100%.
He's questionable, but they're saying if he's not a go, then it's going to be that Dorian Robinson playing.
All right. We good on this game?
We're good. This piece of shit game.
All right, next up, we got the 2-1 Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to face the 1-2 Houston Texans. Abe, go ahead and
Let
start
me
us
take
off.
this one. I'm going to go with the Texans. And I'm
Okay.
going to tell you why, because that
I want
defense
Texans,
is
yeah.
playing. And what did I say, Robert? In the first game, the first episode, I said Texans are going to be maybe a surprise team, and this is what they're forming into right now. What the fuck are you looking at like that for?
Because
did you see
Dallas
the
is
game?
a
Why are
Did
you,
you
why,
see
why are you so
Dallas?
defensive?
Because
just
look at
give your stance.
No. Because, huh? Why, huh?
Just give your stance and be confident about it. Don't be defensive.
I said the Texans, huh?
You're going to get an aneurysm.
Yeah, don't worry about what the fuck happens, huh? Fucking fix your knee brace.
I'm worried about my
Yeah.
friend. It's all right.
Don't worry about shit.
All right, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good with this game.
All right, so you got the Texans. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Of course you
I think
do.
the Texans come back to earth a little
Robert
bit.
Pickett.
TJ Watt and that Pittsburgh defense is for real. I can see a couple of maybe turnovers, maybe a pick six here or there, even though I don't trust Kenny Pickett, and I I was pretty high on that kid, but I'm going to blame that more on the offensive coordinator. Matt Canada is just terrible, but I think they'll do just enough here to get by, but it's going to be the defense carrying them. So I got the Steelers with the victory. Jake, who do you got?
Actually, I'm going to be, I think the Texans. Yeah, Robert Pickett. I don't think he's that great of a quarterback. Who has the better defense? So Abe's all high on the Texans' defense. So
It's
maybe
the Steelers' defense is incredible. I mean, he doesn't watch other football teams.
I know
so
because of Watt, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the
Texans?
Yeah, Texans.
Okay. All right. Anything else on this game, guys?
Good pick.
We good?
No, I just
Yeah.
How did the Texans win? I guess what up?
Oh, there you go. Oh, he's putting you on the fire there, Abe. How did the Texans win
Because
this
I
game?
picked them. I want to know as well. Like how did
Because
they win?
C.J. Stroud is a better quarterback than fucking Pickett. That's why.
Oh, that's
And you don't think
he's
that
playing
Pittsburgh
smart.
defense is going to play
He's
high
playing
against?
smart. They're playing in Houston, Robert.
Doesn't matter.
Okay?
That might as well be a neutral site.
I've seen Pittsburgh's defense.
Dude, I've
It's
been
not
to
all-
Houston.
okay, it's not all-
The fans are always like 50-50.
Hey,
like,
you fucking hit freaking TJ Watt's little toe, he'll get injured. He's bound to get injured. I'm not worried about it. Houston looks good. Who you got, Robert?
I got the
He has
Steelers.
the Steelers.
I like their defense, though, man.
Fuck out of here.
Man, he gets so offended. Jesus.
Such a piece of
And then
shit.
watch everything fires back against him, and then he'll deflect and pretend like nothing happened.
That's no. I
Right.
have my own personal bias towards the Texans. I'm not like our Texas team is the Cowboys, so I hate the Texans.
But you picked them, though. So.
Because they're going to beat the Steelers. That's
Cool.
why I win.
All right, here we go. Next game, we got the 1-2 Los Angeles Rams traveling to face the 2-1 Indianapolis Colts. I haven't gone first here in a while. Let me go first. Anthony Richardson is back. I like Coach Shane Steichen, another candidate for possibly Coach of the Year if he ends up doing some stuff here with the Colts. I like the Colts here at home. I'm going to pick them. The Rams, they with a hurt Joe Burrow, whatever, they still couldn't get anything done against the freaking Bengals. Like, that was their opportunity to get a nice win, and they just couldn't do anything. So I'm going to pick the Colts here. Richardson back. He's an anomaly right now, so he's able to do some different things. Got the Colts. Who wants to go next?
I'm going to go with the Rams. Cooper Kupp is back, so him going with Stafford, they should already start clicking. So
There's not going to be any rust? Okay.
I'm going to go
All right.
Rams.
What do you got, Jake?
I actually picked the Colts right now. I've always been high on Gardner Minshew, and he's what?
He's not playing.
He's not starting.
No, I just said it was Anthony Richardson's back in the game.
It's A-Rich.
Yeah, and then Stafford's playing though, right?
Stafford's playing.
Come on.
I still pick the Colts. I see the Colts beating the Rams.
Okay. We good on this game?
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up we got my 2-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to face the 2-1 New Orleans Saints. Huge divisional game. Jake, who do you got in this game?
New Orleans or Tampa?
Yeah.
I went ahead with New Orleans. I think Carr, is the better quarterback.
He's not playing.
He's not playing.
Oh my god!
It's going to be Jameis Winston and probably what's the other guy? Taysom Hill. They're going to do packages. So
He's still there. I thought he got freaking let go.
he still produces. What are you talking about?
I was like, what?
All right, who do you got?
There to run the ball for a second. Who did I?
You said the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints.
You going to stick with that?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Abe, go ahead and go.
I'm going to go with the Bucks. Carr's out. I was going to go Saints because of that defense.
I didn't know Carr was out, but I'm sticking with my pick.
But now I'm going to go Tampa because Baker's going to bounce back from that Eagles loss. So this will be a good game for him to get back into form.
If Derek Carr was playing, I would give a slightly more advantage to the Saints. I'm going to go with the Bucks, but I didn't like the way Philadelphia was running all over that defense on Monday night, so that kind of worries me. And then if you get Taysom Hill in those packages, he can create some space and run and do some crazy plays. But I'm going to give the edge here to the Buccaneers, although they are playing in New Orleans. And historically, the Saints have owned the Buccaneers in the regular season. But again, Derek Carr not playing. Look out for that matchup between Evans and Lattimore. They always get into it and it turns physical. So we'll see who wins that battle on Sunday. But I like the Buccaneers here, even though there wasn't really much to like about their Monday night performance against the Eagles, a far superior team. So there might be a ceiling on their season this year. We good on this game?
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up we got another divisional game. The 2-1 Washington Commanders traveling to face the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles at 3-0. Who wants to kick us off on this one?
I'm going to go with the Eagles. I have them going 6-0, so this is going to start that trend right here. So the Commanders, they're a piece of shit team. I don't like Sam Howell.
Piece of shit, they're 2-1.
McLaurin is a receiver that's not getting used a lot. Should be traded. But anyway, going to Eagles.
Who do you got, Jake?
Yeah, I got the Eagles, of course. The Commanders are nothing. I mean, there's anything to worry about.
I love how y'all say nothing.
They play shitty teams. What are you? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they haven't beat anybody like worth speaking about. So I mean, even if they stand at 2-1, the Cowboys do too, and we beat our team's kind of shitty. The teams that we beat, I have to admit.
All right, I got to be the one that's got to be fair and balanced here. I mean, I don't think the Commanders are the worst team in the league. You guys are making it seem like the Commanders are freaking 0-3. And the thing you guys always forget, and you guys never meant, I'm the one that always has to bring this up, is this is the divisional game. Those games are usually played harder. And you all should know that from experience. Even when the Cowboys are dominant, the teams in the division always, except for the Giants this year, but we all know what's the story with that. But usually the teams play up in their division, so I'm expecting this one to be pretty close. And the fact that Philly has been kind of like not been playing their best football yet, this could be like a trap game and they end up dropping one. They're not going to go undefeated, so I'm just going to go out on a limb and say the Washington Commanders will pull up a victory here, maybe on a Jalen Hurts turnover. So,
you don't think that Philly's going to go undefeated?
I don't. Nobody's going undefeated. That's just my opinion, but
I think they're probably the only ones that could. I know Miami's
like the entire regular season
possibly,
undefeated.
Possibly. I gotta say,
it's a long season. I don't know. It's hard. All right, are we good on this game?
But they still haven't shown us their best yet. That's
right.
the thing.
That's what I'm saying. They've been squeaking by. So, all right, we good on this game? All right. Next up, we got the 1-2 Cincinnati Bengals traveling to face the 1-2 Tennessee Titans. I will go first. Let me say, I'm super high on Joe Burrow, and I know he's got that calf injury, but he just has not been living up to the potential right now that I know he's capable of. I know the player that he can be. And, it's easy to blame injury, but also, you got to rise above it. Also, when you're on that type of level of quarterback, it's got to play better. He knows that, too, and I think he's going to push harder for this game. Against the Titans, against a Tannehill, I like Joe Burrow in this spot, so give me Cincinnati with the victory. Who do you got, Abe?
I'm going to go Bengals.
Of course.
Burrow's the better quarterback than Tannehill. I don't know what's going on in Tennessee. I think they're a mess. I'm going to go Bengals.
Who do you got, Jake?
Yeah, actually...
After you just shit, I swear, if you take the Bengals, then you're going to...
Yeah, I already had picked the Bengals.
And you just gave shit to Abe for picking the Bengals, too, so what's your deal?
Well, you already know, because my deal's a narrative that I'm trying to get my winning record back up, my loss-to-win ratio.
At least you admit it, so I can't give you shit for that. So.
No, but yeah, they're the overall better team. Of course, Tennessee, Tannehill is already way past. I think he needs to retire.
But what do you have against Joe Burrow and the Bengals?
They're not that great of a team. I'm not high on them like everybody else is. When Joe just is coming back from it, or not coming back, or
he's just dealing with it.
Yeah, exactly. He's dealing with this injury. It's only going to get worse. They should have sat him out last week.
They could probably set him out this game. If we're being honest, but
I would still win.
All right.
I got Bengals win.
Okay,
we'll see what happens.
We're all on the Bengals, but Jake's doing it for reasons, not because he believes in the Bengals. So, but you're upfront about it, so I'll give you props for that.
Derrick Henry's playing though, right?
But that's running back doesn't change the line. All right. Next up, we got the 1-2 Las Vegas Raiders traveling to face the 1-2 Los Angeles Chargers. This could be an interesting one. I want to see what everybody thinks here. Let me go first. Chargers are good.
You know what?
All right. I believe in Herbert. I love his offense. They're not the problem. The problem here is the defense. And also, Jimmy Garoppolo's not playing. He's in the concussion protocol. So this is kind of like an easy thing. If Jimmy Garoppolo was playing, this would be a little bit harder to pick, but I'm going to go with the Chargers here.
Would it, though? He's thrown, 6 picks? Okay.
Yeah, but the Chargers defense, for some reason, I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. And Brandon Staley is a defensive guy. That's the whole thing about this coach and why he should be on the hot seat is because how does he not have the defensive part of his team ready to go they have the offense ready to go there. Kellen Moore's dialing up plays. Justin Herbert,
really
we know, is a superstar quarterback. So what's the deal? But they should win here with no Jimmy G.
Yeah, I'm going to go Chargers.
Now you want to go.
Well, Jimmy Garoppolo's not playing.
Now
so
you're not ABG no more.
He's injured. He's in the concussion protocol.
It's an A player. He's always injured.
Get the fuck out of here, motherfucker.
All right, so you like the Chargers?
I'm going Chargers. I don't have anything else to say in this shit.
Jake, who do you got?
Yeah, especially, I mean,
Oh.
even if I got the Chargers,
I should let him go first, and he picks the Raiders.
Yeah, no shit, because you were about to pick the Raiders, motherfucker.
No, I wasn't, because Jimmy G, even with Jimmy G starting, I think I still pick Justin Herbert and the Chargers.
Yeah, I give you that. You've been consistent. You like Herbert, so okay. All right, we're good on that game. Let's talk about the 3 o'clock games. So we got the 1-2 Arizona Cardinals traveling to face the undefeated San Francisco 49ers at 3-0. Jay, kick us off. What do you got?
I'm going to go with 49ers.
You motherfucker. Why?
Yeah, I had San Francisco because the Cowboys lost to Arizona, it doesn't propel Arizona to be, this team that is just now a super all-star team. And come on, they still got Dobbs, who's just a mediocre quarterback. I didn't feel like he played like his. It was because of him that they won. It was because the Cowboys played so crappy. It's basically
so it was more bad Cowboys than good Cardinals. Okay,
That's
if
right.
that's your argument. Okay, I'm not going to say that. Go ahead, Abe. What do you got?
I'm going to go with the 49ers. I said Rams. I'm going to go with the 49ers because they're going to take care of the Cardinals like the Cowboys should have taken care of the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the 49ers because they have the better quarterback, Brock Purdy.
Oh, nice.
They have the better quarterback, and because he doesn't fold under pressure, because he has better quarterback vision than Dak
I'm
Prescott.
also picking 49ers because
Also, let me finish. I didn't interrupt you when you talk. So, also, they have a better defensive player on their end, Bosa, which is the better Bosa.
Okay.
Doesn't run his mouth like Michael Parsons. So, I'm going to go San Francisco. They will handle the Cardinals and take care of Dobbs. I'm tired of seeing that guy on TikTok, like, over there looking like he's badass and shit. You ain't shit, motherfucker. I hope you're listening. So, there you go.
All right, I got the 49ers as well.
Yeah.
The Cardinals will come back down to earth, and as Abe mentioned, the 49ers are a more well-run team, coaching, management and all that stuff. They'll score in the red zone with McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
can you
about
not?
McCaffrey, yeah.
So
Okay.
they'll capitalize on those red zone opportunities that Dallas should have last week, but they didn't. So they instead of 6 points, San Francisco will make those into like 21 points. So
Yep.
San Francisco easily in this game. All right. Next up, we got the Sunday night game, the Taylor Swift show. The Kansas City Chiefs 2-1, traveling to face the New York Jets at 1-2. Abe, go ahead.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I don't want to talk much about this.
Yeah.
The Jets, I think they're one more loss away from replacing Zach Wilson. They already signed a couple of guys. on
Trevor
the team.
Siemian.
Yeah, Simeon. So
I didn't even know that guy was still playing.
I didn't either, but yeah, he's
free agent, I guess.
Yeah, they got him up. No, they got him off the practice squad from the Saints. I'm going to go Chiefs.
I got the Chiefs as well. If Taylor's, I posted this on Facebook once I found out she was going to be there. Like, pray for Zach Wilson. There's going to be a bunch of like sacks, turnovers, and there's going to be a bunch of shots of Taylor Swift in the suite. So yeah, Chiefs big here, and they'll get the momentum.
Yeah.
What do you got, Jake?
Easily you got Kansas City winning. Mahomes is a force of nature, of course. You got Kelsey out there. When those two guys are both playing, they are absolutely unstoppable. And the Jets are just absolutely awful.
Yeah, Zach Wilson. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how the coach can still continue to be like he's our guy. Like,
Yeah.
You saw that little video right where the fans
like what
or
is?
whatever. Where,
But like,
yelling
what
at
is
him.
that? What is?
saw it?
What is the benefit of
Yeah.
continuing to play Wilson?
Rapid question. So, with the Jets, does Salah fall on the hot seat?
Abe saw
No.
No?
Well,
Or does he get a pass?
it depends on it if it's entirely his decision to keep Wilson.
Wilson playing or
Which it
starting?
sounds like it is.
If it is,
Yeah.
then yes, he deserves to be on the hot seat. Because if they don't at least try to go get somebody, make a trade for Kirk Cousins or whoever.
You were telling me, was Kirk Cousins?
Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill, right? Yeah, Tannehill. Yeah,
I mean, if they don't try to make a play for something, unless they know for sure that Aaron Rodgers is not going to come back, then yeah, why also make the trade up or anything like that?
right. Yeah.
So maybe, of course, they know more than we do. So,
Yeah.
but if they don't at least try something else, and Zach Wilson continues to play like this, and it's totally Salah's decision, then yeah, he deserves to be on the hot seat.
Here's a little weird or curveball kind of thing. I don't know. Justin Fields. You think the Jets would call to inquire about him? But and then okay, so there's that one.
Bears are going to want a lot,
right? And if they do pull that trigger, do you see a difference from Fields going from the Bears to the Jets?
Well, Fields has got to learn the system, the playbook, and I don't think his mechanics are all too well. Yeah, he can get away with his legs.
So then it's kind of like a waste because if you know
I would say back. So, but I mean I'm not high on Fields, so.
No, neither am I. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, maybe,
I think he's better than.
I think maybe he needs like more time to develop because I think they just threw him out there. And
right,
like,
but it's going to be the same thing because the Jets need to address their offensive line.
True. Yeah,
so Fields is still going to be running for his life if he ends up going to New York if they do that route. That's true. So that's what I think. All right. Next up, we got the Monday night game. There's only one this week. It's the 2-1 Seattle Seahawks traveling to face the 1-2 New York Giants. I'll go first here. I still think Seattle's going to be like a top team in the NFC West. The Giants.
On Geno Smith, right?
I like Pete Carroll. I trust Pete Carroll in that team. Pete Carroll's, I mean, he's one of the best coaches in the NFL. So, and the Seahawks were pretty decent last year. I don't think this will be a crazy game. Like it could be also like low scoring, but yeah, I got the Seahawks here.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks. Saquon Barkley is still out again, so I'm going to go Seahawks. Geno Smith is playing good. Like it looks like he's picking it up now. They still got DK Metcalf and Lockett, and Pete Carroll's a better coach.
Who do you got, Jake?
Yeah, I actually have Seattle. I think they're the overall. They're clearly the overall better team. They have the better players.
Yeah, but you were scoffing when I said Seattle right now.
You were laughing. You laughed when I said it.
No, it's just because I know you're high up on Geno Smith, and it's like
I'm not that high up on.
I haven't been able to watch like Seattle actually like.
Can I say something?
Huh.
Geno Smith is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. So I'm just,
ladies and gentlemen, just ignore that little bit of the pod. But yeah, back to what I was saying. So yeah, the Seahawks are the better overall team. Danny Dimes is not looking good.
Then you can't call him Danny Dimes. Yeah. I've never called that guy Danny Dimes. So
I give him some respect when he got to the playoffs last year.
Yeah, he got to the playoffs last year, but
we got to give him that. Without Saquon too, right? Because Saquon was hurt, right?
When
the playoffs?
No,
he Saquon played.
He played. Mm-hmm. That's why they were able to get into the playoffs is because they had Saquon.
Yeah, because they had him.
Because I knew he was injured for a while. Was that?
In the very beginning, and then he came in.
All right, we done with this game?
Yeah,
All right, folks, now it's time for the main event. It's America's Game of the Week. It's the reason why we are up here in Dallas. We will be attending live at AT&T Stadium. It's the 1-2 my New England Patriots traveling to face Abe and Jake's 2-1 Dallas Cowboys. We're going to go a different route here because we're going to go deep dive into this game. So before we decide on a winner and stuff like that, I want to kind of like just go a little deeper into it. So, what are some expectations you're looking for in this game, Jake, for the Cowboys? What are you looking based off of last week's performance?
For the defense to go ahead and step up, come back to the defense that we know the Cowboys are basically what they can do rather than what they did last week against Cardinals because it was just atrocious, the defense. We gotta see. Dak needs to show out a little more. He can't be throwing picks in the red zone. Like even though I think he's that was his first interception this season. So
right, and it was a bad interception.
And it was bad. It was between like three guys. Like
he was throwing into triple coverage. What was he doing?
Yeah, that was a very bad throw. Dak needs to step up. Pollard on the running side. Pollard has to definitely step up and put some rushing yards, or else we're not going to be able to win this game.
Abe, what are your expectations for this game?
I got.
Don't pick your winner yet.
No. I got offense and defense so on the Cowboys side. How are they going to use Pollard? They're without. What's the offensive guy?
Our center still out.
Tyron Smith is still out.
Mm-hmm. He's our center.
Our center's out. So we're out. Those are big offensive guys.
Martin still out.
Martin's going to probably play. He's questionable. So how are we going to contain Trey Flowers, Matthew Judon? How is our offensive line going to hold up so that way Dak can have some kind of time to look and get the ball to CD or to Cook? On the defensive side,
or Gallup.
On the defensive side for the Cowboys, can Micah shut his mouth? So that way we can play an actual game. Talking
too much. Come on, Micah.
Mac Jones is the better quarterback coming into this game. So he can distribute the ball. You still got Juju Smith-Schuster. You got Bourne. You got
Devontae Parker.
You got Bourne. You got Stevenson.
He has good weapons,
and you've got Zeke. And then not only to mention is that we can never contain the damn tight end. So the tight end that they still have, Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry is a great. So it might be him that might be the difference maker for that game. So that's what I've got going for both sides. Like, how are we going to contain? I'm more scared of Judon than Trey Flowers. But I mean, if you
basically, you can ask. You, Abe, you feel as if our defense has to win this game for us. Basically,
the defense has to step up and be about it. Look, you can't dwell on the fact that you're without Diggs. Yeah, that sucks because he's the heart of that defense. But you still have plenty of other playmakers on there. Deron Bland took over last year and had more interceptions as a rookie than he did anybody else on the team. So why is it that now, because of Diggs getting hurt, now it's just like, oh shit, what are we doing? We're lost. You still got all these other pieces that contribute to that. So there shouldn't have been that freaking running around with your head cut off.
So basically, we both agree that the Dallas defense needs to go ahead and stop Mac Jones, all his weapons.
You got to stop, because Mac Jones can hurt you he can throw a long ball. He's got a good arm,
and he has good receivers.
He's got a good arm, and he's got a better quarterback vision than anybody else that I've seen play.
Give you that.
He's good,
but he can't scramble for.
He's no Brady, but he's good. Who does he have on the sidelines? Belichick, and Belichick's a way better coach than Mike McCarthy.
Jake McCarthy,
yeah.
So for me, expectations are, again, it's on the defensive side of the ball. If New England can keep this close and the defense can step up and what's Belichick's thing? To take your best weapon away. So they're going to take away CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
They're going to take him away, so they're going to force Dak to throw the ball. They're going to take away the run game. It's exactly what they want New England, or they want Dallas to throw the ball.
Like we're saying, they're going to force Dallas defense to step up. Basically, based off what you're saying as well, they have to. Our defense has to step up.
Well, yeah, our defense, but Mac has also got to play well, and he's got to distribute. He's got to play mistake free. But for me, number one, it comes down to the defense. If the defense can't stop Dak, and Dak has his way with whoever, then we have no shot. But they can force turnovers, and if they can take away the run game, and if they can take away CeeDee Lamb and force Dak to make some mistakes, we can keep this competitive. I'm not expecting it to be high scoring at all. I think this is going to be the better version of what I thought Cowboys-Jets was going to be. I thought the Jets defense was going to be able to keep Dallas in check, but they folded real quickly. And also, another thing is like time of possession. So if New England can have like lengthy possessions and drive down the field and get that Dallas defense tired out, maybe we can capitalize on that. But we can't be doing any quick 3-and-outs, and have the defense tired on the other side of the ball.
So Matthew Judon and Micah, who has the better game?
Oh, you know what? I underestimated Belichick. They're probably going to try to eliminate Micah Parsons out of the picture. So I know some teams are like, why don't they double Micah? They just leave him 1-on-1. So wait, Belichick will come up with something.
Let me say it over again. Okay, so yeah, Matthew Judon and Parsons,
yeah.
But who on the inside? Who's a better matchup with, Trey Flowers or is it D-Law? Because they're going to try to take Judon out of the equation and Micah. So out of the defensive ends, Lawrence, you've got Trey Flowers and Trey Flowers.
I trust New England on that side of the ball. I mean, they're going to come up with something to get rid of Parsons. Like, they know that's their best player.
We'll see what happens.
I know, but I trust the coaching of Belichick. So
you're going to go with Judon assisting with Trey Flowers, or Trey Flowers assisting getting
Yeah, I think they'll put more pressure on Dak.
And it makes more sense because of the fact of us having some of our main starters out on the offensive line. So
next topic on this game that I want to talk about. The Ezekiel Elliott revenge game. Like, is he going to play a factor? Is he not? I'm going to go on the record saying he's going to have nothing to do with it. Belichick will look past that, and he won't try to force it to him. He has really not done much for us. I know he had 80 yards last week against the Jets, but I don't really count that. The Jets are kind of a defeated team.
I want to go ahead and say as well that basically I've been hearing, and I was telling you guys, was it yesterday, I think that they're going to do like this little ceremony for Zeke, like the welcome back thing, and thank you. If they do this before the game, I think, because they were talking about it's either before or halftime, and I'm like, when do you think they're going to do it, Abe? Before?
I think.
What does that matter?
I don't know. I think it's halftime.
What are you trying to get at?
Because the guys on like First Things First or Undisputed, they were talking. They were like, if it's at the beginning, they feel like it's going to pump Zeke up to want to go ahead and run all over us because of what we did as far as trading him and letting him go. That's why. But if it's...
Wouldn't that be the same thing either way? Because even if they do it at halftime...
No, because it's at halftime, they're in the locker room and stuff like that. It doesn't really matter. He's not going to see it unless there's TVs in the locker room. Which that's kind of what I'm...
I don't think they're going to... I don't think Zeke's going to play into or be one of the benefits of like, I know what they're going to do. Yeah.
No,
I think the Cowboys are going to contain him. They're going to stop him. They're going to take him out of the game. He's not really going to...
I'm not talking about like him because there's also... Because people are like, oh, he knows our like playbook and all that. And I'm not talking about that side. I'm not saying he's going to use like whatever he knows to help Belichick. And
let's look at this for a little bit. Let's look at the quarterbacks Dallas has faced in their first 3 games. So you got Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson, Joshua Dobbs. Is this the best quarterback they're facing?
Yep.
Since
Yes.
Mac Jones?
Mac Jones. Yep.
Okay.
yeah,
All right. So
that's why I said
we'll see how the defense shows.
That's why I said Mac Jones has really good quarterback vision. Like his eyes are a lot better than Dak.
But they're also a slow offense, so I'll give Dallas the edge there.
It shouldn't be a problem, right, Robert? With Gilmore, my boy back there in the backfield, huh? You don't think he has it anymore, right? So it shouldn't be a problem for Mac Jones to distribute the ball to Juju.
Well, I'm not saying deep, but he can you could do the Brady, the dink and dunk, the slice and dice, and
yeah. But I'm hoping that the defense comes through to the points where you said like D-Law on the outside goes in and gets
because they're going to focus on Micah. So then who's going to benefit? It's got to be D-Law. D-Law's got
and Van Der Esch trying to get in there and get to.
I haven't really heard much of Van Der Esch this year, but I mean, and this could be the game for him. But like I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. But I feel more of Judon and Trey Flowers. Because
so let's say they contain Micah like the whole game, or like at least half the game. Like, does that basically put the Patriots to win?
Well, if they're containing Micah and then D-Law's not freaking able to benefit off of that, then yeah, because your defensive end needs to pick up from that, being like, hey, if they're double or triple teaming this guy. Then that's my opportunity to do a spin move or move the guy out of the way and let me get to the quarterback and bring pressure. If there's no pressure, then you're not. Then that means Mac Jones is going to have a field day,
and that's what I'm scared of.
For me, it's more of the My Patriots defense forcing Dak to create turnovers more than Mac Jones winning it. I just think if that New England defense can just rattle Dak, he's going to make mistakes. That's just my take on it. But that's the only way I think that we have a shot at winning this game. And I think, again, I don't think it's going to be high scoring or anything like that. Do we want to get there already for our picks?
I mean, if you've got more that you want to cover, let's see.
Let's see what else we can do. Who do we think is going to be? Who's going to be a surprise in this game? A surprise player that's going to play really well. I'll let Jake go first. Who do you think?
I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm torn between Dak or Pollard. I think Dak will do what he needs to do to win us this game. I'll say that. But I think Pollard is going to be like the star. He's going to get the rushing yards that we need. I think you guys' defense is going to be able to contain him. And if that happens, and if Pollard's able to get going and get a lot of rushing yards.
Wait, are you saying the defense is going to contain Pollard?
No. If they do, then Pollard's not going to have that game. Of course.
Okay. So who's your pick for surprise player then?
Pollard.
Who's your X Factor player?
Mine's going to be Juju Smith-Schuster.
Damn, I was going to go with that one actually.
Juju.
So, okay.
Juju Smith. The reason why I'm saying that is because it's not about. I'm a realist. I'm a realist. Look, man, I'm saying because it doesn't. So if you're looking at it and saying, "Oh, it's Juju," he ain't what he used to be in Pittsburgh. I said Mac Jones. Mac Jones. If he's got time to look on the field, he can hurt you, and he will. Because our guys, I don't know. Okay. So Juju's going to be my surprise.
Okay, and I mean, I can't believe we thought the same thing. I just think he's going to have somewhat of a breakout game here, and I think Mac Jones is going to be able to target him and get to him. The Diggs factor and all that stuff. So, definitely Juju will be my surprise pick here for X Factor player.
Since both Abe and I are both big Dallas Cowboys fans, I have to ask. Okay, so you picked Juju to be the surprise for New England. Who do you got for Cowboys? Who's going to be the star to step up for us?
It's got to be Pollard.
Okay,
because I don't like Dak because Dak can't. He doesn't have good quarterback eyes. So he can't.
Yeah.
You got
Maybe
CD,
that.
and I feel bad because CD's a really good receiver, and you got Cooks and you got Gallup. So Pollard has got to show me something because
Dak doesn't have good eyes when he's getting pressured.
Yeah,
like Robert's been saying.
but the thing is that
Pressured.
Pollard needs to come out if he wants that money.
Like over 100
he's gotta
rushing
show,
yards.
man.
Like
Yeah, he
easy.
hasn't been the guy. And like, do we need to get somebody else now to kind of be like, hey, let's put the pressure on?
So if Pollard goes 100 yards or more, we win this game.
Pollard's got to be the one because I think, like Robert said, they're going to take CD out of the equations here. So that means Pollard's going to have to be your receiver and your rusher. So he's going to have to be the double. He's going to have to do double duty work.
Yeah.
And if he can't do any one of those, then yeah, you have no shot.
For me, the X factor, I guess, for you guys does have to be Dak. You guys got to put up points because New England can't come back from behind. We've seen that in the close games that they've had with Miami and the opener with Philadelphia. This team is just not built to come back from behind. They don't have the speed for it. They don't have a wide receiver to stretch the field. They need a number one like a Devontae, a Mike Evans, or a Justin Jefferson type player to become that kind of offense. So I think for Dallas, if Dak can get it going and score points, and in the red zone, not come up with 3 points, they got to score touchdowns.
Yeah, stop
then
these field goals, that's
then
another-
New England's not going to have a chance. So that's my X factor for Dallas. But I was just playing devil's advocate there. And I think now we can go into our picks. And for this one, I'll allow a score also to be included in our picks. So I'll go first. New England has been close in all these games.
I'll give you that.
They had their breakout win against the Jets last week, but it's the Jets. But they've been pretty competitive. They've started off slow against the Eagles and the Miami Dolphins, who are both undefeated.
Yeah.
And New England hung with them at the end.
I'll give you that.
Dallas is a slightly below those teams, I think, where we're at right now. So I think if the defense shows up and if Mac Jones can distribute the way I want him to and it's close, I got the Patriots winning 17-14. But it's going to be a defensive struggle for a while.
Abe.
Robert, hold on. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I got my Dallas Cowboys
17,
winning.
14?
Yeah.
We're all here. We're here for the game. Fucking hyped for it. Yeah, there's no way I'm rooting against my Cowboys in this one.
But you'll never root against them.
I mean, it depends on the. Talk to me week 5. We'll see.
Nah, you won't. You'll never pick against them.
Probably not, folks.
What's the score that you're saying, Jake?
I'm gonna go 21.
You know what? Wait, before we get into
here we
that,
go.
Well, wait.
you kept asking us X factors and give credit to the Cowboys. Who's your X factor for the Patriots to step up and be big here?
Motherfucker better not say Juju.
No, Mac Jones.
Mac
I'm gonna
Jones?
say Mac.
Okay.
If Mac outplays
okay.
Dak quarterback wise,
That's how we'll win.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
what was your score?
21-14 Cowboys.
Okay. All right, Abe. Mr. Realist.
Man, I swear.
I know that. Yeah, we're here in Dallas, and
Oh.
this has been a great trip, right? It's the bros. We've been hanging out. It's been great.
Brotherly love.
We saw our boy Eli.
Mark
I've
Noble.
pointed out a lot of stuff about the Pats with defensive players, who the offense, who the X factor is going to be, who the better quarterback's going to be, who the better coach is. But I think Robert said it best last week. I believe so when you said that the Cowboys are going to look past the Cardinals because they're focusing more on the
Where are
Pats.
you going with the save?
So that being said, I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
Oh!
I'm going to go with the Cowboys, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys big because I believe, and even though I'm scared of Judon, Micah's going to have a monster game, and that's going to
Okay.
help benefit D-Law because I got to have faith in my defense. And because they got Gilmore. Gilmore's going to stop right here. I know we said Juju,
Okay.
but they're not going to have Gilmore on Juju. They're going to have Gilmore on Bourne. So that's going to, so that's why I'm saying.
And I
that's
have
gonna
you
be
guys as running back. Who is he? Rashad Stevenson?
Stevenson. So I'm going to go 28.
He has a good
Damn.
game.
Okay.
28-13.
28-13. That could happen if the
Touchdown
defense
and field
gets
goal, that's all they get.
Yeah, it was tough.
If, like Robert
It
said,
was tough.
if our defense gets going and we
It's hard because Belichick is He's a fucking.
That's true.
He's a coach, man.
Both teams are looking forward.
I'll tell
to
you
this
what.
game.
If they were playing in Foxborough, I'd probably have it different because that's.
Let's talk about that a little bit. The last time they played in Foxborough was it was an overtime. I think a little bit of a classic.
It was a nail biter. It was a nail biter.
It was good.
But
that was like our last trip when we were watching on TV. Remember? Was that?
Yeah, that was that
game.
I mean, that was a great game. But I mean, if it was in Foxborough, I'd have a different outcome on that. It wouldn't be what I was saying here. I mean,
based on for the experience, would you prefer a good nail biter or like a dominant like?
You want it to be?
I want a nail biter. I want a nail biter because we traveled up here. You know, This isn't like San Antonio where you can go to the Spurs and go downtown and then okay, we could. I want a nail biter. If it's a dominance, then I mean it's a win, but still I didn't want it to go out like that.
I'm okay with both.
I've been in nail biters. I went to see the Patriots and Texans back when Brady played, and that was a nail biter to the end. For some reason, the Houston Texans played up, so it's a fun atmosphere. So I would not like a nice nail biter.
You went with your mom to that game, right?
No, I was with Roger in that one.
Let's see if Robert's going to be in that picture disappointed.
Wait, I know you're going to have your camera ready because you think you're going to try to get one up on me.
You got him good.
But look, here's the thing, guys. Like, here's the thing. Why I have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Oh my god!
I'm playing with house money now. You guys don't understand that. Like, I'm under the least amount of pressure.
I think you're the most pressure as the Patriots.
How? Because if y'all beat us, like you're supposed to beat us. What's the line on this game? It's 6.5. Yeah. You guys are like
we're supposed to.
You guys are almost a touchdown favorite against us.
The Patriots are way better than Arizona. Come on.
Right, but the line is the Cowboys are supposed to be the better team. You guys have better expectations for your seasons than the Patriots do. Can we agree on that?
I don't know.
Everyone has you in the playoffs, and some have said Super Bowl. Nobody has said anything about the Patriots this year. Not even winning the division.
I think there's a few analysts that were like,
nobody believes in the Patriots. Come on, Jake. Don't try to play victim and think your Cowboys are some underdog here. That's why I'm saying like I have nothing to lose here because
we're not.
I'm the underdogs coming into this game. Me.
Okay.
All right. So we don't have an explosive offense. We have to rely on our defense.
Neither do we. Right now, we don't have an explosive offense either. I'm not happy.
Wow, you're criticizing Dak? What? I'm glad this is on record.
No, folks. See? Now you're spinning that narrative. No, I didn't criticize Dak just because he threw that one pick in the end zone. I said,
but he hasn't been playing good. He hasn't been able. He doesn't really have to do anything.
He's played.
Can you be fair about that and admit that
he's not?
He hasn't done anything.
Not to the height of Dak's.
But he hasn't done anything, right?
As of right now,
okay.
No.
Say it a little bit
again. Say it a little louder.
A little louder. No.
Has he done a lot?
He hasn't performed to the Dak.
Okay, answer me the question. Has he done a lot? Yes or no?
Yeah, that's a damn question.
Has he done a lot? Yes or no?
He hasn't had to. No.
Oh my God.
No.
Can you answer the question? No. Thank you. That's all you needed to do. It's okay to be critical of the players you like.
No, because everybody shits on Dak, but it's
not shitting on him. It's just it's fair criticism. You can still think he's a top quarterback.
Me and Eli talked about this yesterday. Like we still think Dak is our hope. Like there's no.
That's fine, but you can still criticize him for the play that's happening this year. You have to be realistic. You can't go based on what you think he's going to be. You have to go on what you're seeing. Yeah,
if I have to rate him out of 100, like in Madden, I guess I'd give him like a 80%. Right.
Okay. Now. I thought you were going to say 90. I was like, oh, you.
If you went above 95, you would have been like, yeah. You're
no. I give him 80% right now. But can he get to 95? Oh yeah. We'll see after this game.
All right. So that's. Do we have anything else to say about this game? Did we get everything that we needed to talk about here on this game? Anything that we're leaving out? Any more trash talk? Do you want to trash talk? Do you want to say something on the air? Huh?
No.
Are you confident? What's your confidence level
confident.
right now? What's your confidence level?
Like 95%.
95%
that we beat the Patriots.
I'm gonna go 90. I'll go 90. 90%. I think that's fair.
I'm like at 70% for my team. I'm just realistic about what they are. Like, you know.
So if the Cowboys lose, it's 2-2. Is there a panic for Dak? Are we going to start saying Trey Lance's name? Are we going to hear that?
No, but you're going to start. You'll hear conversation about can Dallas win in the big spot? Can we admit that this is like a pretty big game?
Dak is not going to get benched unless we like lose the next like.
Right, but can we admit that there'll be talk like Dallas comes up short in these big games? Like, And I know it's only a regular season game.
Okay, but if Dallas loses this game,
I'm not in panic mode. I'm sorry.
No?
No.
It depends on how it goes. So let's say Dak has a 3-4 turnover game.
Yeah, but after this game, it's on the road to San Fran.
Oof.
Yeah, week 5. Yep.
Any chance they overlook this game and are thinking about San Francisco?
So then now you're 2-2.
Any chance of that?
That could be a possibility.
That's your narrative, but I don't.
That
think
could
so.
that could be.
I don't have that narrative. I'm just saying, is it a possibility? I'll bring it up just like I brought it up last week with Abe. Is it possible they overlook? They're like, this Patriots team, they don't have Tom Brady anymore.
But that will be your reasoning on why the Cowboys lost, right?
No, I'll go based on what I see in the game.
But my thing is that so if the Cowboys
I don't think they're overlooking the Patriots.
If they drop this game, you're not worried about it because we're 2-2 now.
No, because folks,
and
I
now
said at the beginning of this,
and you'd be 0-2 over the last stretch.
And now we go 0-2, and now we got San Fran,
and then the pressure builds more.
Yeah. Got San Fran, then we got the Commanders coming up.
Yeah, but everybody knows I have the Cowboys going 11-6 this season. I've already said it.
So we're gonna drop the 6 right now.
No, we have 5 losses coming. So I think we better not lose because of this strip. That's number 1. Number 2, I think we'll probably lose against San Francisco. Do I still have the Cowboys winning? Yes, but we're probably going to lose that game.
So after
that's why I told you don't have the heart to pick against.
So
them.
after this game, it's the 49ers,
and then the Chargers,
and then it's Chargers.
I know.
The Kellen Moore revenge game.
So this is when we lose a little bit, Abe. I'm sorry to say.
What do you mean? No, that shouldn't be. We can't beat easy teams and then lose to hard teams because we're facing these teams in the play. If we make the playoffs,
okay, but you act as if this is the playoffs already. We lose against San Francisco. It doesn't mean a damn thing.
It means everything because we already went 0-2. So that means they own our asses.
Yeah, that means, and that'll mean they're in your head.
No.
Yeah.
I feel the opposite. I think that because if we lose like that, then we'll go into the playoffs saying, you know what, we're tired of these guys beating us. We got to win now.
And then if you don't, then what?
Then they had the heart, but then they lost.
That should be when we play them now. We're in week 5.
Robert always says it's too early.
Okay, but if you build up these losses,
it's not panic mode.
No, I'm not saying panic, but you're building up these losses, and then all of a sudden now it's like, oh, well, we'll get them in the playoffs again. How do you know we're going to make the playoffs if you're losing all these games now? Now you're going on a losing
because the rest of
you're going on a slide.
Yes, but the rest of the season, Abe, you have them here.
Doesn't matter. No,
we're not going in deep about the rest of the season.
I'm just
saying,
talking about these games,
this little stretch.
No, but what I'm trying to say is we'll win back these. See, Abe, we have to lose at some point, and we're going to.
We did to God's team.
Yeah, that's one. So we got 5 more losses coming up, or at least that I think with the record 11-6. What do you have the Cowboys this season?
Me?
Yeah, you
10-7.
Okay, so then we have to lose soon.
They're getting bounced in the wild card round.
Oh.
I don't fucking trust Dak, man. He's not going to do shit.
Okay, what if...
Because we're going to have to face San Fran. We're going to have to face Tampa
Philly.
Bay. We're going to have to face Philly even. One of these. And to be honest, and I'm going to say this right now, if we make the playoffs and we face Tampa Bay, we're losing.
Oh, my God. No, we're not.
Baker is a way better quarterback than Dak Prescott. No. I'm sorry to say.
You're just high on him right now because the Bucs are winning. Okay.
No, I'm not saying because the Bucs are winning.
Based on play and what I've seen, Baker is better than Dak right now. Based on what I've seen. We're not talking history of their careers or anything. I'm talking about how they're playing right now.
Like all together.
Jake, but you have to look at how the quarterbacks are playing right now. Dak...
Is Baker playing really good? Yes.
Yes.
Is he good?
He turned it over for the first time this week. Won.
Got exposed.
But he's also exposed. I can say the same. Well, how come you can say that, but if Dak throws a pick, it's just whatever?
Because it is whatever, because Dak is capable of that.
What are you talking about?
He's
so you discredit somebody else's, stats that they're doing well, and then they
because you're all high on Baker and the Bucs.
How am I high?
No. 2 games he was high on up, and then all of a sudden, okay, then you're starting to see. That's why I'm saying exposed because you saw that Baker's starting to have a bad game.
It was one bad game. If there's a streak of it, then I'll say
well, that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to have a streak of good with Baker, and then he got exposed and got.
Because they also played a really good team, also like the
Philly,
Eagles.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not like it was against the Bears or something.
But if
that he was going to propel, maybe win this game.
But if the Bucs would have beaten the Eagles, you got to say Baker's fucking playing on a whole other level this year. Because
the Cowboys hasn't played any. We haven't played dominant teams.
I know, but look at the stats.
He hasn't had to play. New York was a fucking.
Yeah, I know, that's the point. But when he did,
you and I could have won the game.
But when he had to play on the Cardinals, what happened?
He didn't care. That was.
What do you mean he didn't care?
Like, they started scoring.
They didn't care?
I think Dak at some point he couldn't do anything. Like, when he threw that pick,
exactly. There we go.
Yeah.
Couldn't do anything.
So he didn't care, like, at that point. He threw a pick in a three-man coverage, like,
oh, man.
What was that?
All right. We'll leave it at that, folks.
Want to do the social?
Yeah, go ahead and plug the socials, Abe.
Email is 2 Minute Drive Podcast. That's the letter 2 spelled out, TWO.
The number 2 spelled out.
Podcast. Oh, wait, what did I say?
You said the letter 2.
The letter 2, folks.
Damn it, you got me heated up, motherfucker. Anyway, 2 Minute, the number 2 spelled out, TWO, Minute Drive, podcast at outlook.com. Twitter is at letter U and Roughness Pod. And then our Facebook is
Facebook page is just 2 Minute Drive Podcast. You can search that up. You'll find it really quickly. We're getting a new logo coming soon, so that's in the works.
And then the Instagram?
Yeah, our Instagram, folks, 2 Minute Drive Podcast, all together. I'm on there a lot, so you can always DM me.
And you're going to spell out the 2, right?
Spelled out 2 Minute Drive Podcast all together.
Send the emails. We need
emails
to be on the show.
For if you want to be a guest host, if you want to
email that email, or just DM me on Instagram.
DM on the socials. We're always active on there. Any topic ideas, your top fives, whatever.
Their top 5 power
anything like that, you can always email Abe on that.
I know little Steven, shout out. He wants to come on. He was telling me.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
We're going to make a list.
I'm excited about this game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, for me, wins and to win would be great, but it's all about the experience of the trip, and that's all it is. I'm not going to be down or like if we lose. Like if the Patriots lose, I'm not going to be in some bad mood. Like it'll just be like, oh, whatever.
And I know Robert thinks I'm going to be in a real pissed off mood if the Cowboys lose. Now, folks, I'm here with my friends.
Well, you better believe I'm going to gloat if we win.
Then I might be mad, folks.
And you can gloat if you all want to. I can take it.
Are you going to take it?
I can take it.
No,
like I said,
you're never going to take it.
Our goal also is after the game is to do like a Facebook Live from AT&T Stadium. No, we'll do after the game because I'm confident I'll be there, win or lose.
Hey, we might even interview some people.
We could.
We can.
We could. But yeah, again, it's all about the experience and the trip, and it's a blast. And I've been to Jerry World twice already.
This will be my second time going, folks.
I've been on the winning end of it twice, so my undefeated streak is on the line. So that's the only thing I'm kind of I'm nervous about. But if we lose, no big deal.
And I'm here now, folks. So now it's going to be that I'm battling against Robert for this to keep me 2-0. Because we beat the Panthers 2 years ago, whatever it was. When you're not.
We're scared though. I had you all. I had you in the first half of that game.
I had
you in the first half of that game.
I was not scared.
All right, guys. That's going to do it for this week's episode. Thanks for tuning in. I do distribute this podcast through all the socials on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, through Podbean.com. You can download the Podbean app. You can listen through there. It's on mostly all the platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon, wherever you can listen to a podcast. More than likely it's on there. You just got to search Palace off the top rope and you'll see the 2 Minute Drive episodes on there, all the past episodes. And we're looking forward to the game tomorrow, so we're going to enjoy our time here in Dallas until we get to kickoff tomorrow, Sunday afternoon. We'll enjoy the rest of the games. Hope you all too. And we will see you on next week's episode.
Thank you, guys. Go Cowboys!
Peace.